Yourself, good sir. You did it to yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
How could you have done this?
Mm-hmm. How could you?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Have you started recording yet?
Yeah, I just did.
Hello, everyone. Thank you
Hello
for
and
joining.
welcome to the Irresponsible Comic Book Podcast. Don't spoil the movie at all, okay? No, I clipped that part out because I don't want people to have to, get spoiled.
Yeah, like to our million fans saying, "How dare you spoil the movie, you
Don't
son of a bitch!"
spoil the movie. Anyways, we're here to talk about Hawkeye episode 5 today. Spider-Man
The
comes out
spoilers
tomorrow.
from Hawkeye episode 5.
Yeah, watch
Yeah.
out for spoilers for Hawkeye and Spider-Man. We're not gonna talk about the Spider-Man ones, but in case we accidentally spoil it somehow, we could. You never know. Jeez.
True.
Anyways, so Hawkeye episode 5 just dropped this morning, last night, whatever you want to call it. We got the big reveal finally of Kingpin. We saw his full body, and he's not jumbo sized like everybody said he was gonna be.
I'm gonna say right now, it was just a picture of him. He could be jumbo sized in that picture because pictures make him look like that he's normal
He's
size.
standing next to
I mean,
Eleanor.
doesn't pictures add like 10 pounds?
Maybe.
Facts.
So if he, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he's
I
not
don't know
gonna
what I'm
have.
saying.
He's not gonna have the jumbo suit unless they go super crazy and give him a super soldier serum. But I don't think they're doing that. So, anyways, the whole episode unwinds. It's really I thought a very good episode. I liked it more than last episode. There's a lot of great moments, and we're gonna talk about all of them here. So, I'm gonna start by saying my favorite moment was when Kate was sitting in her bedroom, like before she decided to end up going out to help Clint. And she was looking at that little bow when she was a girl in the first one and just like remembering her roots. That was really beautiful. Well done, well shot. Like the music that was going over it, and like that matched the fight scene as well, was just like perfectly made to overarch that whole sequence. So I really like that. What about you guys?
William, do you have yours off the cuff?
You go first. I went first last time.
Okay. I think my favorite moment. There was actually two pretty close favorites in this one. I think my personal favorite is when Clint's talking to Natasha.
Yeah,
at
that one's good.
the first remembrance of the fight against the Chitauri.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that part. When he's just like, "I'm really sorry for what I got to do," and he just takes out his earpiece and he just like starts walking down the street. He's a man on a mission. Like he's gonna go fuck somebody up.
Oh yeah.
Makes it look like he's gonna go kill somebody. I mean, spoilers, he doesn't.
Yeah.
But
it does look like that. I thought he was. I really genuinely thought he was.
yeah, I think he just had to get in that mindset of like, I'm gonna go kill this bitch, and then he knew that he wasn't going to, but it was just like he had to get into that mindset.
Yeah.
Yep.
To be on.
And then the other was the opening sequence with Yelena.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In her house or whatever you want to call it, her little subway station themed house apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just like, I made you macaroni and cheese.
Well, that wasn't the opening sequence though. That was a good sequence. But
Oh,
the opening
the one where she
Leland got blipped and then came back.
Yes.
5 years after.
Yeah.
And it really set the idea of why Natasha was so broken down. Like she was already broken down, but she was like,
didn't have her
I have
sister
nothing
either.
to live for. Like I have nobody.
Yeah.
Like
She was doing
everybody's dead. Like Clint's gone. Like he's off working for Kingpin. Like
Well, I don't know. That's like a
I
sort of
don't
good
think
point.
he wasn't working.
I think
no, he was working. Yeah, with the context that he was saying to Echo.
he got
saying
kicked
that
off.
like people, when you are upset, will
It was like
manipulate you. And then so I think the thing, like part of the thing with the watch is that it was a gift from the Kingpin. That's actually why he wants to keep it secret.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I was thinking more along the lines that he got tipped off by Qazi because Kingpin wanted her father dead for whatever reason. It was slowing down the operation, I'm assuming, however I'm assuming he seemed like a pretty decent guy. He was probably trying to be...
He had more ethics than the operation needed.
Yeah, and so he got him killed, and his men specifically, so that the operation could go faster. Qazi stepped in and probably took over for a while. Then Maya came up and was ruthless and took that position from him or whatever.
Well, I think Clint was working for him. That whole time that he was the Ronin. Yeah. He was basically the Kingpin's bodyguard, making it easier for the Kingpin to get all of this equity.
Yeah. I wouldn't say... I don't know. That's a tough call because I think he's against crime in general, and so if I doubt he's working for him, and more so, he's eliminating Kingpin's competition, and so like they're like in a partnership. He's like, hey, I can tell you where these people are, and I'll do my best not to hurt people.
That's what I was more trying to say that it is.
Like a partnership
like
rather
he's
than
still working for him, but
employer.
he's just directing his anger in an area that makes it beneficial to Clint.
Yeah, exactly.
But also beneficial to the Kingpin.
Yeah.
And then because there's the 5 years of Clint doing all that, when everybody came back, the Kingpin already had the stronghold. He's like, no, you work for me. That's why I'm called Kingpin now.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. And so there's a lot of people on Twitter speculating, we can talk a little bit about this, that he is the same character that we saw in Daredevil somehow.
I think so.
Do we think that that's the case? Do we think that he got out of prison this whole time? He's just been out, like, since the blip. I know when we talked about, how did Zemo escape? And then it ended up, being Bucky breaking him out. And it could be the same sort of sense that, like, he was being transferred and the blip happened, his drivers got blipped, and he didn't.
He's such a big guy that
he's able to get out of it.
Just easily get out.
Yeah.
No paperwork was filed because he was in the process of going.
Yeah, and they have no idea where he is because he has all these sources to... I mean, he was literally...
Theoretically, he was blipped.
Yeah, he was living his best life in prison anyways. Like we saw that scene in the hallway back in Daredevil where he has all these guards try and kill the Punisher, and when he sends him in to die basically against all these other prisoners and then against the guards, and then after he defeats them all, he's like, oh, okay, you're pretty good, I'm gonna let you walk, like I don't need you in here messing up my stuff, like I run this place and I run all my operation. Like, you don't need to be in here. You're a threat to me in here, and he kicks him out of the prison basically. So realistically, he has all the contacts and all the power and authority needed to make those kinds of moves. So, it could realistically be the same character. I'm not entirely sure if we'll find that out right away, but Daredevil being heavily rumored, I won't say confirmed because I don't know for sure, but heavily confirmed for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Rumored? You just said confirmed.
I said heavily rumored, not confirmed. Heavily
no,
rumored.
But then when you reset it, you were like, heavily confirmed.
Oh, oops. My bad. Oops. Heavily confirmed. He's in the movie. Spoilers. He's in it. No, anyways, this isn't getting posted till tomorrow morning anyway, so if you're watching this before you go see Spider-Man, then oops, sorry.
Thank you.
He's in the movie. We're just kidding. We haven't seen it either, so.
Or did we?
But
we're not.
Like I said, thank you if you're watching this before.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we appreciate it. So maybe
your
not
favorite scene.
Same character.
We didn't
Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. Obviously, my favorite scene was obviously Yelena. Everyone's lovely waifu coming back into the movie, into the MCU.
Oh, no.
Back again.
No.
Being herself. Everyone's simp for Yelena. I'm starting it right now.
There we go. I like
her
that.
her scene with Kate Bishop at her apartment was a nice scene as well.
Yeah.
Tell her saying, how do you know, Clint? How you know he's a terrible person? He killed my sister, this and that.
Yeah.
And just trying to find her way.
Yeah.
And also we also got the question, who else in her who else got blipped when she was trying to save someone from the Black Widows, to heal herself or remove the
she's doing her job.
yeah,
Get rid of the
trying
poison
to
thingy. The mind control poison. Whatever it is.
yeah, the mind control poison.
Obviously, no. No, I wasn't mind controlled.
That was not.
Did you think I was just here with some kind of creep?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. We kind of did, actually. Sorry. We didn't think you could do that. That was pretty funny. I like how her theme kind of ties into Clint's, though. Like how, she's a weapon, she's blind, she's, dealing with loss the same sort of way that, Echo is, and the same way that Clint is, and they're just being pointed in a direction and fired. And so it's kind of interesting, and it's also going to be the same sort of thing for Kate as well, now that she's figuring out that her mom is working directly with Kingpin, the big guy who's in charge of this big offshore operation, and not a good dude. So
also thanks to the help of Yelena saying, I found out who hired me.
Yeah.
It was your mom along with this guy.
Yeah, and that kind of ties in essentially to the scene you were just talking about, Kate's being this innocent person that she is. Yelena knows that just from seeing, and it ties even back to the last episode when has an arrow pointed at her. She sees her face and she goes, "Why am I gonna shoot you?" And it doesn't. She has that she knows that hey, this person's not a bad person for whatever reason. So she knows that she can trust Kate walking into her building and just chilling without having to think, oh, I have to fight her. She has weapons on her still that are concealed, but she trusts her enough.
But she also has weapons in plain sight. So okay, I lied. I have weapons.
I'm not armed. Wait a
sec. She
I don't have any weapons in my hands.
Yeah.
Oh wait, looks at the fork.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a one fork. You don't have one fork. Rude. Come on.
Yeah. So, it's pretty interesting to see that. And then she kind of convinces Yelena, hey, look, he is a good guy. Regardless what you say, he wouldn't be here to help me. And she goes, it's about his reputation. She's like, no, dude, he came to help me. He's been protecting me this whole time. And she has this faith in him, knowing that he's a good person. And then convinces, even though she probably wouldn't like to admit it, she convinces Yelena, hey, no, he is a good person. You probably need to check who hired you to do this. And she does. And so that's why any of this is possible in this last episode, is because Yelena chooses to say, okay, maybe Kate's right.
Well, I think it's just because she saw how sincere Kate was being.
Exactly.
If Kate wouldn't have been so sincere, then Yelena probably wouldn't have thought a second about it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because Yelena seemed pretty dead set on, Clint, but it's the same theme overall, which is what I love so much. It's because Val came in at the end of Black Widow, and right as, Yelena, that blip scene is before the end credit scene of Black Widow, realistically. It was she doesn't know where she's at. She got blipped. She's like, I need to find my sister. She finds her sister, and then Val approaches and says, let me point you in the right direction. It's Clint Barton, even though she has no idea what happened. And it's probably, if she just reached out to one of the Avengers, they could be like, okay, this is what happened. Clinton Nat went to Vormir, this crazy planet with a rock, explain the whole story instead of her just...
She's like, what does that word even mean? Avengers. He's an Avenger. What does that even mean? She's like, I don't give a shit.
That seems pretty crazy. And it actually is probably a bigger indicator of where they're going, because obviously in phase 4, this is phase 5 or phase 4, technically phase 4, we aren't going to see an Avengers movie in phase 4, because what are the Avengers right now? We're going to get a different version.
They're trying to reform.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no Tony Stark.
There's no Tony Stark.
Really,
no Captain America. No Thor, because he's off world. There's Bruce Banner
with the Guardians
and Hawkeye. That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
And Hawkeye's trying to retire.
Banner's just being Banner, you know.
Yeah. So we're gonna get like a young Avengers team. We're gonna get a new Avengers team. Or we're gonna get
West Coast
West
Avengers.
Coast Avengers more specifically is what
Yeah.
it seems like it's teeing up. So that's all pretty interesting. And that line in particular is, what does Avenger even mean? Is going to play a bigger role in, I think, the rest of Phase 4 and maybe even Phase 5 if we don't see an Avengers movie there, because we just don't know what that identity is anymore. And
Correct.
I think that it would be very nice if they just to honor that original group of 6, to make, not that they're not going to call West Coast Avengers West Coast, they wouldn't call them Avengers, but that like there is no Avengers team anymore.
No.
So
I mean, there's a good chance that they're just going to call everybody something different.
yeah,
Like they just won't call anybody the Avengers anymore.
yeah, there's a good chance they don't. Yeah, exactly.
They could call them the Revengers.
The
The
Revengers.
Revengers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then it goes to like, what do they start calling them? Because I know like they're just the Avengers.
Yeah.
Do they just start working for Shield and they're just agents of Shield? Like
Is Shield even still around?
Who knows?
That's a
Yeah,
Shield's definitely still around. It's
In the-
probably just more in the
shadows.
shadows.
yeah. In space.
Okay.
Because, like, what is it at the end of what was it that he was up in outer space?
Well, Far From Home.
Far From Home.
It was Far From
that
Home.
was the
so
post-credit
like
scene for
in
that.
at the end of Far From Home, we saw that like Shield is just in outer space now. Like
Yes, correct.
so,
Yeah. So Fury's
Shield's out of space. Cap is on the moon, hanging out with Fury.
yeah, whatever's going on, some crazy stuff. What else is going on?
Also talk about the big, well, not really much of what big plot was, but like how how Kate Bishop's soon to be stepdad got arrested, where all the connections with Sloane.
Yeah, that's a good. Obviously, that was staged as hell, right? That's gotta be fake. There's no way she turns him in. Okay, so the one thing that doesn't add up for me is who necessarily is Jack. Like who is he? Like who is he supposed to be? How is he connected in the story? He plays a bigger role than makes sense for just some bystander. Like he has to be.
He could be an innocent bystander, but they did like in the things that Kate picked up. She was like, he's under the he's the CEO of Sloane's protection, all that. He has this underground crime organization and all that
But
stuff.
why is he connected to it though? Like,
I think his biggest role is to watch, to keep an eye on Kate's mom.
okay,
Like,
that's fair.
I think that's what like the Kingpin put him in there for. It's just like, hey, keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Like, keep your cards to the chat, like close to your chest. Like, like don't get too close. And then he ended up getting too close, and then Kate Bishop and Clint Barton or Hawkeye were like, hey, this guy, he runs
He's
this.
kind of sus, bro.
Like, yeah.
Very
And then it was like, tells her mom, and her mom's like, yo, Kingpin, guess what?
We
Like,
have a problem. So yeah, that call obviously we can now
Emergency
confirm and
meeting.
say is Kingpin. Realistically, all the events that happened in episode 4 and 5 take place in less than 48 hours, like a little bit over 24 even.
I think it's like 36. Like,
I guess
about
you're right.
36 hours.
Yeah, because it's like the morning of day 1 on episode 4, and then it cuts to the nighttime where they fight, and then they, split up and go home later that night at the beginning of this episode, and so that's a full 24 hours there once it gets to the next morning. But then they team back up, and then everything goes down this episode, and by the end of the morning, realistically, is when. Well, let's think. I guess Clint goes through a whole day. So yeah,
The timeline's almost about 24
yeah,
hours.
it's
Or
48.
Almost 48
Yeah.
hours, but
Yeah,
Yep.
almost a full 48. Yeah, that's right. So it's like 2 full days, because the full day here is chilling at home, and then he goes to fight Echo at night, and then the next morning, that's when Yelena follows Eleanor all the way to the tower or wherever they're chilling at. That's another thing that I didn't notice what the building was, but I don't think that it was Stark Tower that they were in. So everybody that was suggesting,
I think the rumors of it being Oscorp, the Stark Tower getting Oscorp, is true.
There's a very good chance that we find that out in No Way Home very soon, which is very soon. It's tomorrow, so we'll know
tomorrow.
We'll literally know by tomorrow whether it's Oscorp or it realistically could still be Kingpin,
or it could be mine. I'm just saying. It could be mine.
He still thinks he bought Avengers Tower. When is he gonna?
How do you guys know? I was away for a while. What do you think I was doing?
Building Casa de William.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man.
Right. Starting my own corporation.
Oh snap.
The William House.
There was something else I wanted to touch on that I just spaced.
What else can we talk about? Besides on the lighter note, where all this drama going on here, there was also a nice little fun moment with they're at what was the guy's name? The guy from the LARP, the fireman. That took his suit.
Grizz.
Grizz.
Yeah, Grizz. Nice little light moment with them, and a piece of dog and them. All having a little good time. To lighten up the mood.
Yep.
About to name the dog Lucky, but then never actually got to it.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty clever. There was something I wanted to bring up about the Kingpin situation that I totally spaced. Oh, it's who I think Jack might be. So going back to that, I think Jack is like related to Kingpin. I think it might be his son or like his nephew.
Might be another nephew,
like that.
But I don't. Like comic book wise, he like usually only has the one son.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would assume a nephew, because does he have? I don't remember. Does he have a child in Daredevil? They haven't had a child.
No, because he was trying to find somebody to like. Populate with.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, it could be his son, but I could see it like being like a nephew or something like that, or same with like Qazi, like those being like his son and or nephew.
Or it's just kind of like a family thing, and they call it "You're my nephew."
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Like crime family kind of.
Yeah. Kingpin always gives me Italian mob boss vibes, so yeah, I get it.
That's the idea.
Yeah, Italian mob boss. So
only he's more of like a gentleman. How he doesn't have the Italian accent.
Yeah, no, he does not.
Or like he's more eloquent.
Yeah,
so he's like
absolutely. So one thing that we should talk about is the potential fallout between Qazi and Echo and where that puts her, because that's probably the biggest open book at the end of this series. Like, I think that's the biggest untold conclusion.
I think that's probably the start of whatever team she's going to be on, be it the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers, or like if she finds herself on the West Coast Avengers, or whatever. But she's going to take what Clint had said to her after Clint almost beat the shit out of her.
Yep.
He could even killed her, but yeah.
Yep.
Like, and she's gonna be like, well, let me look into like this, see if what he said is true. The fact that Qazi was kind of like, no, I didn't get the call.
Yep.
Like, she can read body language really easy, and like that's what she trained herself to do, is to read body language.
100%.
And he gave off some pretty bad body language. Like, he was okay at it, but
I wouldn't even call that okay. I thought he was a nervous wreck right there.
I mean,
but he did okay.
He was nervous, but he also was like talking with, like, he was doing ASL for her.
Yeah.
So like, you can kind of take it as in like never got the call. Like,
yeah.
Like kind of confused on why she's asking, and then like when she dries off, he's like, oh, like why is she asking about this now?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna run off to the Kingpin, I think, and then be like, Echo is AWOL. Like,
she just dipped immediately after she heard that. So,
and then she's gonna meet Yelena, I think, probably somehow.
oh yeah. Well, I'm curious to see how this episode all lines up. We know that Val is working with at least Eleanor and potentially Kingpin. So it wouldn't necessarily make sense. Well, I guess it would if Elena's still hired by.
I would say more towards Kingpin, maybe. At least in my guess. But Val
Yeah.
could be working for, whoever she wants at the point.
We just
Well,
know.
I think Val probably works for the Kingpin, and Kingpin is hiring Val's agency.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Val. I guess so. It's like a It's like a.
Will she even be mentioned in this episode?
I mean, it's contract work.
It's got to be like freelancing.
That's exactly
yeah.
what Val's been doing is contract work.
Yeah, it's freelancing. Because I guess there could be a connection. All I know is factually what we know for certain is that Eleanor is the one who hired Yelena directly. Like, that's who they tracked it down to, was Eleanor made the request to Val, and
maybe or she dialed 1-800 get yourself a Black Widow 7 to kill someone.
Is that an actual number in the MCU?
1-800 Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-800 Black Widow.
No, well, the thing is it's Val who came to Yelena with the contract saying, "Hey, this is the person who killed," and realistically, we have no idea how Eleanor knows that, or if that was Val's just like. It's weird how it's all connected, and maybe, I guess realistically, Kingpin could be behind all of it, and he knows that because he knows and has worked with, Clint in the past as Ronin, so he knows the history there already, and is like, okay, I need him off the board for whatever reason to make the next move of his plan. Just it could even just be Kingpin's worried that he is in New York for any sort of reason, and so he's hired everybody to go after him, and even more so that the whole auction thing going on. This could all be some big old setup, like in an attempt to get Clint to come back. I really don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Like, is the auction just happened to happen, that day? Obviously Kate got the worst end of all of this just by walking into it. But like this could be a whole big trap setup placed in place by Val or by Kingpin to, blackmail Clint into joining the Dark Avengers, or, whatever they're doing Thunderbolts wise. It could be just some big old trap.
I don't see him joining the Thunderbolts anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think after he's just gonna officially say, "I'm done."
Yeah, whatever group they're doing, like in order to protect his identity and to protect his reputation, which is what they're saying it's all about. Then maybe that's maybe that's what this big old trap is. Who knows?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to find the run times because normally they release how long each episode is going to be.
Yeah,
but I can't find run times for episode 6.
Yeah, they typically do it like 3 days out, maybe sometimes even sooner if they want to keep things a little bit closer. I think
it just feels like there's so much that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it does.
6th episode, that it's going to have to be like almost a 2-hour runtime.
It feels like
at least like an hour and 20 minutes.
It feels like it has to be a movie. There's so much going on. There's so much that needs to be explained. There's no Echo series for a while. There's so many different storylines evolving right now, currently between so many different combinations of characters that it doesn't.
I mean, this episode was 45 minutes. That's counting like all of the
with the post credits stuff. Yeah, with all the credits.
But like, this episode did get the highest rating out of all of them so far.
Yeah, I think it's mostly because the Kingpin reveal is probably a big piece of it, but also it just moved really.
Kingpin, Yelena.
Yeah, it got back on track with that pacing from the first 3 episodes, where it was just fast moving again. Where 4th episode died down, it was a filler sort of episode, and then this one comes right back into it. And so
my biggest thing is like this one is like it feels like it's fairly tied into Spider-Man No Way Home, or
100%.
it feels like it's fairly tied in for it to Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's got the least eyeballs on it out of any of the TV shows.
Yes,
Like it's got the lowest rating out of all of these TV shows.
From what I've seen in the groups too, is that there's a lot of people who just don't like this series for some reason, and I don't know if it's the.
I mean, I think it's good. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's as strong as like Hawkeye, or sorry, not Hawkeye. Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like, and that one could have been even stronger if they, kept the subplots.
The main story that they were trying
Loki
to tell.
is definitely the strongest show that we've had so far.
Yep.
So like 100%. I think it
100%.
is technically like the least on all the shows, because like WandaVision was pretty good. I mean, I'll have to go back and rewatch that one.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that it is actually, where it stays in my brain rating. But like, I feel like it's Loki, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Falcon, whatever.
Yeah.
Then WandaVision, then this one. And I guess we could throw, What If in there somewhere, but I don't know. That one doesn't seem quite as canonically connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that.
I will say What If has to be like it has its own honorable mention. Like if we're talking about like live action series, from like WandaVision to like the Hawkeye, then yeah.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing for this series is it is only 6 episodes. There's only so much you can do in six episodes. That's not a lot of...
Falcon and the Winter Soldier only 6?
I thought it was 8.
8 or 9, I think.
8, and it was supposed to be 10.
Loki, I thought, was 6 too, though, right?
There was... Loki might have been 6. But that one is... I mean, it's a villain.
6. Yeah, Loki had 6 episodes.
Yeah, but that one was like a villain.
Felt like it had so much going on.
But it was also a series that was already set up, and we knew what was going to happen because of Endgame. Like this is like starting from like, hey, Hawkeye's retired, and he has to deal with his past, and we don't know anything about his past. We know everything about Loki's past, so we get to hit on like some of the hard points of it. Whereas like the scenes where like
there was build up in this one.
Yeah, like
where
this has
Loki
to get
already
up.
had his build up through the movies.
Yep,
and
100%. And his emotional moments, like him crying, watching his life, like pass by him on a computer screen, on a projection in a cell. He's going, oh my god, this is my life. This fucking sucks. Like he gets to experience it all in 10 seconds, in the same sort of way that everything bad happened to Thor in that like 2-week period. He has that same exact moment all in one go. So there's a lot of precursor for Loki, whereas Hawkeye has never seen anything on the big screen. Realistically, he's had
a small cameo or small roles in like all of the movies. Really,
yeah. His like most like memorable scene before this, to me, is like him jumping off the building in Avengers 1, or like the most heartfelt moment for him was him talking to his wife in the bar, like when the Avengers had nowhere else to go. They're like, oh, here's this safe house I have in the middle of nowhere. Like, he doesn't have any shine to him up until this series. Like, he doesn't get
even
any...
in this series, he doesn't really have a shine on him either, though.
Yeah, no.
He's just kind of...
He's just a guy.
There to be there.
Yeah, he's just...
And you can kind of see that he's just a dude that's been kind of dragged along, that doesn't want to be there for the most part.
He's tired of
plus
living...
he doesn't prefer to be in the spotlight. He prefers to be in the shadows. Like,
It's a branding issue, okay? It's a branding issue.
I mean, it is.
It really is.
We'll see his outfit on next episode.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, we forgot to talk about their new armor.
Yes.
The new armors.
Grizz makes him some new... Well, I guess it's not Grizz. It's the lady who's the police officer. She goes officer. And makes a new cosplay for him out of very intense materials, I'm sure. And so we get to see those next episode. For
firefighter gear, probably.
Yeah, probably firefighter gear, like super tough stuff.
Firefighter gear. Let's go.
Vibranium.
Firefighter gear. Yes, the NYPD has access to vibranium.
Yeah,
thanks
why
to
not,
T'Challa.
right?
Thanks to T'Challa.
Vibranium firefighter gear.
Oh God.
Why not?
I don't know if that's a great idea. Metal heats up.
Yeah, but it's got kinetic energies, so he can just release that into an arrow.
There you go.
Hit the ground really hard and it just disperses. Wow, it sounds like we've seen this kind of suit somewhere before. I wonder where.
No, it's gotta incorporate into him fire the bow, you know. So
okay,
like,
so
you know, he like punches himself in the chest, and then he's.
What happens when he runs out of arrows to shoot?
Then
it just
he's
is all
got
there.
Kinetic bolts, you know. He can just make them out of energy.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, interesting. All right. I like it. Just energy arrows.
Energy bolts.
Yeah.
I need more energy ammo. All right.
Harry, punch me.
Oh gosh. Okay. So let's think about this. Let's think about this a little bit. So if we had to like list everything out, we have to see like interactions from like two characters that we have to see like happen next episode. We have to see something in between Kingpin and Eleanor. We have to see something in between Kingpin and Jack, probably. Something between Kingpin and Qazi. Something between Qazi and Echo. Something between Echo and Clint. Something between Echo or Kate. Something between... Like, I could just keep going. There's so many, like...
Keep going. Don't stop.
So I don't think we're going to see a Kingpin and Jack. If we see a Kingpin and Jack, it's also going to have
with Eleanor there.
Eleanor.
Yeah, but
so
like...
that will cover, like, the Eleanor Kingpin Jack, like...
Yeah, but we have to get some clarity on who he is and why he's part of the operation, why he's the head of the operation more so.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him being... I don't know if I've said this before, Jack the Ripper.
I mean, I was
like,
actually thinking that.
Yeah, as like a little code name.
I mean, he likes swords.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper likes swords.
That's what I'm saying. So.
But what is it? I don't think so there's a chance that we won't see anything between Yelena and Echo.
Yes, I agree. That's why I didn't include it.
And if we do see something, it might be a post-credit thing.
Yes.
Or maybe it's even a post-credit thing after No Way Home.
Nah.
Which would be really interesting if they did it that way. But, like,
good point,
just like, hey, you didn't watch Hawkeye? Well, go watch Hawkeye. Like,
oh, that'd be so messed up.
I mean, that would be really weird. Be like, you know, what kind of... People will just be like, what kind of post-credit thing is that? Like, you know, how the hell is that?
No, the post-credit scene for No Way Home is probably going to be
something with Venom,
being a live-action Miles or a live-action Gwen.
Yeah,
I think it might be a Gwen, most likely.
Or it's going to have something to do with Spider-Man 2099.
Oh,
maybe.
Shoot. Yeah, I think it's probably something to do with him kidnapping him, like kidnapping all the Spider-Man.
Or Oscar Isaac supposed to be Spider-Man 2099 as well as Midnight?
He's the voice of him, yeah. So
I mean, he's already in contract, so it wouldn't be hard for him to just get into a suit.
Yeah. That'd be kind of fucking crazy, though, don't you think?
I don't know. I mean, even if he's just the voice for the animated series, like, they could still use him for the Spider-Man 2099. But, especially since they don't have anybody officially cast for him.
But they also, as also Moon Knight, too?
Well, no, he doesn't have to be the official Spider-Man 2099. They just use him as a body double.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
So they could use the voice for continuity.
Yeah.
But...
And then get somebody who sounds sort of similar for when they
Well, they don't even really have to get somebody who sounds similar. It's just more of like a... Like...
I'm trying to, like, think about it. Like, it's weird because, like, the only multiverse we've seen, really, so far play out on any screen
is the Pokeverse.
Well... No, I meant like the Arrowverse.
You got a point.
In the Arrowverse, there's all the duplicates are doppelgangers, where they look the same and they sound the same. In this universe, we're not going to get that. We have Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver and Kraven. We have Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop and Gwen Stacy. We have, I don't know who else. That's just the ones off the top of my head.
What was the thing that
Zendaya as herself.
I saw a tag about Kraven being somewhere. Like they cut the Craven scenes from something.
Probably No Way Home.
Maybe.
Because there's... Oh, no. Morbius.
Oh,
Maybe?
they cut him from Morbius?
I don't know if he was supposed to be in it or not. I heard that he might be. It'll be interesting to see... I think the biggest post-credit scene they could do, if they were going to do anything, would be a Blade post-credit scene to tie it in with Eternals. So, like, Spider-Man and Blade. I don't think that that'll happen.
Well, so they could just do Hugh Jackman.
Oh, don't give me hope.
I mean, or Ryan Reynolds as like Deadpool, like just to be like, hey, this is how Deadpool's going to be in the MCU.
Yeah,
like,
you're right. That could happen. It could all happen.
But Spider-Man and Deadpool are like best friends.
Yeah. So so then back to Hawkeye. What do we think the post-credit scenes are for Hawkeye? No. Just like
we got way off track.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's relevant.
There's just so much hype coming with this movie tomorrow.
Yeah,
we know. But yeah, there's a lot of hype to me, and that's why Hawkeye's getting that's why it's having its brand trouble. It's branding.
It's on the back burner.
Post-credit scene is Old Man Rogers.
Okay, in this series.
Yeah, he's gonna talk to Clint and be like, Clint, best thing I did was hang it up.
Mm-hmm. And then he retires.
Yeah,
it could happen. I'm just trying to think. There's so
I can
much.
have my life with serum injected Peggy Carter.
What if? Imagine.
What if?
Dude, it's I don't know. There's just so much that could happen. I don't want to even speculate what the post-credit scene could be for Hawkeye because I want him to kind of go all out. I would love to see let's say hold on.
So what were our post-credit scenes on the other three?
Let's say they catch Kingpin. They lock him up. He's on trial. Matt Murdock walks in.
I mean, there's a good chance that Murdock is the post-credit scene.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And then he also shows up in No Way Home tomorrow. Potentially.
I mean, he does represent superheroes quite often.
Yeah, absolutely, and supervillains. Defending him. Because there could be a world where Echo outs Kingpin after finding out Kingpin's behind. I think that there is some scene between Echo and Kingpin directly, or Echo, Qazi, and Kingpin all together, and she calls him out and then tries to fight him. Gets her ass kicked or something, and she goes to the police about it, or tries to get in. It tries to help out Clint.
I mean, that just might be the post-credit scene in general, though. Like her bringing the police to get Kingpin.
Yeah.
And then Kingpin in jail, and Matt Murdock comes in and is like, "You're who I'm having to represent."
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I'm sure he knows his name. He knows Wilson.
I'm sure, but it's just more of like they brought me in as a court attorney, court-appointed attorney. You're my represent.
Yeah, I'm here to represent you. And he just looks at him and goes, "Oh fuck."
He just smiles.
He just goes, "Great," and he goes back to prison to live his best life. That'd be crazy. I would love that.
Or he pleads to a bargain deal and is saying, "Nope, I'll do my sentence here and I'll be out here in about 2 years."
Oh gosh.
Or he just says, or Murdoch's like, "I don't have time. I gotta go talk to this Parker kid."
Oh shoot.
I gotta help out this kid.
Shit, dude. There's yes, this is what I'm saying, is it ties in directly to Spider-Man somehow. The post-credit scenes could, and most likely do. Or we get
it's
happening.
To,
it's
right?
happening in the same place. The Rogers musical.
Most of the post-credit scenes are the next big thing coming.
Yeah, 100%. And it's literally like, if we think about it, like when we were doing our how bad was it series, like the Thor hammer, and then the next movie is Thor, and for Iron Man 2,
Yeah.
the post credits, or what's the post credit scene for Thor? It's
It was,
Loki on Earth with Dr.
Selvig.
Selvig, and then the next movie after that is
Avengers.
So
Yeah.
stuff like that, where it tees up the next movie directly, or it tees up a future appearance. So like Black Widow, the end credit scene is literally Yelena showing up in this series, even though it's not direct. Hawkeye wasn't directly followed by Black Widow. It's like directly ties into that next appearance.
No, but it was the next thing, timeline wise.
Yep.
That is like continuity connected, because the Eternals, like, they are part of the MCU,
100%.
but they haven't had any interaction with any of the set characters yet.
Nope,
Yep.
they have not.
So I think that's probably
Also, half
why
of them are dead. So.
it was. What?
Also, half of them are dead. So.
Oh, is that spoilers?
No. If you haven't, I'm assuming if you.
I still haven't watched the movie yet.
Oh. You guys haven't seen Eternals?
For us. Who cares? Who cares?
Are you kidding me?
No one's gonna be talking Eternals that
You
much.
don't
Everyone's gonna be
know
talking
who-
about Spider-Man.
You don't know who
let's
dies.
just do
so-
let's just do the how bad is it right now? Just
For Eternals?
for Eternals.
Okay, how
and then
bad
you
was
could
it?
just be like, how bad was it? It was okay.
It was okay.
It was a 2 out of 5.
No.
Like,
I can't believe you guys haven't seen it yet. It's really okay. But when like people die, it's like it's pretty clear cut anyways. Like you'll know like before the scene even happens. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, they're about to die.
see, like, my whole thing is like I watched a breakdown on it, right? And it's like, well, the Black Knight didn't even get his freaking sword.
Well,
He didn't even suit up.
technically,
Like I
he
know in the post credit scene, like, he did get the sword,
touches
but
it.
like, yeah, but like that whole setup for him to just nothing.
Oh, he doesn't get
like-
much setup at all. He doesn't get. He gets like 2 lines setting it up. He's like, hey, I need to tell, and then she keeps cutting him off before he says, I need to tell you something, and
He's like, I'm
on
a
the
descendant
phone.
of Arthur.
Yeah,
Like,
no, literally, he's trying to tell her, and she's like, I can't. Oh no, never mind, I can't tell you that part. That's actually spoilers. Okay, so I can't say that part. Ha 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 ha! I actually almost spoiled the movie for you. So,
I mean, you wouldn't have spoiled the movie for me. So
well, I mean,
it's
you've read articles, but I don't want to say what happens. So, anyways, this I don't know. I think Hawkeye's super connected more than people imagine. I think that Eleanor and Jack and whatever happened to her father. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. What happened to her father? We have to figure that out. That hasn't been.
I think he got killed by freaking Kingpin.
By Eleanor, even.
Yeah, I mean,
I tell you about Eleanor. Eleanor did it with the knife in her dining hall.
Yep.
a
100%.
knife that looked like a rebarb
Yep.
falling from the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed.
Eleanor did it with this weapon at this room. Boom. I have the clues right here.
Messed up. That shit's messed up. And then probably someone has to die. I think I know my most likely. If let's place some bets. Let's place a couple bets.
Oh, are we a gambling?
Place
person
your
now, huh?
bets. Yeah, we're gonna gamble a little bit. So if you had to bet on one
Gambling
person,
coming soon.
one person we've seen in this series to die in this last episode, who is it gonna be and why? I'll let you guys go
Clint
first.
Barton.
Clint Barton. That's a good answer.
Hawkeye. He's the only one that makes sense.
I don't think so. I think there's one other.
No, I mean it just because he's like the only one that kind of makes sense because Kate Bishop is Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Like the show is kind of like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it's setting up the next Hawkeye.
Yes.
Like,
correct.
so if there is going to be somebody who dies in the series, and it's a prominent name in the series, other than like like Jack or whatever, like Jack
Oh.
could die, but like
Okay.
He's probably the most likely to die, actually.
Okay.
But like, I'm going big picture.
Okay,
Like,
that's fair.
it's
Yeah.
Hawkeye / Clint Barton.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. So
What?
he doesn't make it back home for Christmas to his family.
Oh fuck.
No,
Oh, he
Damn.
also has to make it home for Christmas. There's so much going on.
but like his mom or his not his mom,
His
the mom of
whoa.
the mom of his children was like, I trust you on this one. Like, it's like the conversation that she had with him kind of felt like a finality. What, are you trying to say something, or are you just
Mommy,
looking?
sorry, keep going.
Because you're not actually saying anything.
Mommy, sorry, mommy, sorry, mommy.
Oh,
That's what I
God.
was mouthing. Sorry.
Oh dear Lord.
but it's just like the conversation that they had in this episode, where it's like, I trust you, like, you don't need to have my like approval on anything, like all that kind of stuff. It kind of felt like a pseudo goodbye.
Yes. There's people saying that she's Mockingbird. So
I mean,
like,
she probably is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would guess that she might be. Anyways,
Or there's just, she's not anybody.
yeah, there's a chance.
Well, I'm gonna go on the opposite here. I don't think he's gonna die in this series. He might, but I do personally believe he's gonna retire.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, you know, I'm officially done. Here, you take the mantle of Hawkeye now. You're Hawkeye now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
do
right.
it well, kid.
I like it.
He goes home. He goes home to his family for Christmas, and just calls it saying, "I'm done."
I'll be
The one-
home for Christmas.
And I think I think I have two people that are probably gonna die. One will probably be Jack, obviously,
Okay.
and
like it.
I think Eleanor's gonna die.
Ooh, that's a
You
big
think the
one.
mom's gonna die?
Yeah, I believe so.
I
Eleanor's
can see
gonna
the
die.
mom dying.
Do you
Like
think
Jack
Kate
and
kills her?
Eleanor.
Mm-hmm.
Would Kate kill her?
No. Kingpin
No.
probably Kingpin could probably just kill both of them.
Okay.
Kingpin's gonna grab her by the neck and just.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's like I don't need you anymore. And that's where, like, after Eleanor
And then
kills
Jack's
Jack,
gonna get upset. No,
Yep.
but like if Kingpin kills Eleanor in front of Jack to prove a point to Jack, then Jack gets upset, grabs one of his swords, tries to go
Tries to
after
kill
Kingpin, and then Kingpin's like, no, what are you doing, man?
Who do you
And then
think
kills
you
him too.
are?
Yep.
Or the other way around. I'm just kidding.
You
No.
don't bring in Kingpin just to get him killed by
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
By Jack
by
the Ripper.
who the heck are you? Like,
I think most likely to die is Qazi. Like he's pissed off
Oh, yeah.
everyone basically.
Yeah,
He just
I
pissed
mean-
off Echo. He just pissed off Kingpin because like he's gonna go to him and say, "Hey, no, I think she knows we tipped Ronan off." I think that like your theory earlier that like you know Clint worked with him back when he was Ronan and he got tipped off by Qazi. He didn't say it directly to Echo, but like he knew just like the obviously he
well,
didn't.
he said he was an informant. Like,
Yeah,
right?
he said he got informed by somebody in the party and like somebody in the organization that there was going to be a meeting there that night, and there was, and he wasn't there because he never got the call, but he definitely knew about it. He was high up enough
Yep.
at that point and currently to know about it. Literally, so he should have known.
Well, I think she said he was
should have
basically
been
his
there.
number two when
Yes,
her
100%.
dad was there.
100%.
Yep.
So he should have been there as his right hand man, and he wasn't because he knew Clint was coming. Probably because Kingpin tipped him off, or Qazi, Kingpin told Qazi to tip him off, or for whatever reason. So, anyways, that probably all happened, and I would assume if anyone's gonna die, it's gonna be Qazi.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, Kazi, I'm with you on that one. Kazi is mostly gonna die by Echo once she figures saying, "Oh God, he set up my father to die."
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
Echo killing him, even even though
Are we
she's
just
in love
gonna
with
have
him.
a blood red Christmas, a black Christmas?
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Is Kingpin. He messes up everybody.
He does.
I think the biggest thing that we haven't necessarily touched on is Kingpin is the main villain in a favorite Spider-Man movie of ours. Into the Spider-Verse,
Mm-hmm.
which directly connected all to Spider-Man, and he happens to be in this one at the same time Spider-Man is coming around. All the Spider-Man, in fact. So, how related is all this? Do you think? I know that we talked about it last episode that he could have been here potentially if time was all flip-flopped by Kang and or whatever is going to go down in No Way Home. Do we think that I don't even know how to phrase this the right way.
Phrase it as best.
Give me like 2 seconds to think about it.
William froze.
Oh no.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, he's still there. He just froze for a second.
Do
Just a
we?
second. Yep.
I don't even know how to phrase this.
Are you trying to phrase it and in like this Kingpin is connected with the
Multiverse.
Spider-Verse like Kingpin or
No, is it a
or I don't think I don't think the Kingpin has anything to do with Spider-Man No Way Home.
well, I guess that's what I was trying to get at. Do you think he's connected to that storyline at all?
I don't think he's got anything in No Way Home.
Okay.
And if he does, it's just going to be a small fraction.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
There's a very small possibility of him being the sixth in the Sinister Six.
Yep.
Like,
I would agree.
He could be the sixth in the Sinister Six, but probably not going to be. If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Venom.
Yep.
Or Vulture.
Yeah, Vulture. So
Say
okay.
Vulture more late because Venom is like, you know, obviously what we saw. If you guys saw the post-credit scene and Venom,
Yeah.
Let There Be Cons, you know, he's still far away from there, you know. He's like in some kind of like, you know, vacation island,
Yeah.
so it's gonna take him a while to actually get to you know, New York or
That's
whatever,
why
you know.
if I had to
Yeah,
guess,
I mean
Venom's,
that's not too hard for Venom to do though.
Yeah, no, it's
That
not.
is true, but still.
I guess that
I will say, you know, most likely it has to be either Scorpion and Vulture, because Scorpion has not been mentioned yet that much since you know Spider-Man.
I think
Yeah,
that might have just
Spider-Man
been a cameo. Scorpion's a little racist to do.
Is it though?
Yeah, he's a little racist.
Yeah.
So what?
Like, I mean,
The Scorpion.
they gotta get the right person to do it.
Yeah, they already have somebody cast as him. The guy who was in prison with Vulture.
Yeah, but I also think that was just like a cameo. Like, I don't think they're gonna bring in Scorpion as
one of the six.
Like, as one of the six, or even as the Scorpion villain.
No.
Like, I think the Scorpion villain is just going to be that cameo person.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just going to be, you know, the Vulture or Venom. Probably the Vulture as the sixth.
Yeah, mostly Vulture, but I would
It's kind
live.
of weird that we've only ever seen the five.
Yep.
Even up till now.
Yeah. Well, I think it's intended to be a secret. I think that it would be pretty brilliant if they could make this Kingpin a piece of that and like have kept it a secret up until like in Hawkeye, and realistically no one knew. Everyone has suspected that he was gonna come back in Hawkeye, but they were like, oh yeah, he's just gonna like have a cameo. He's not like we don't understand what his plan is even. Like, he has a big plan. The reason why I mention this and the way I was trying to phrase it is like he has this big plan and he's trying to get there as fast as possible, and he won't stop or let anyone get in his way. The other Kingpin's big plan that he was doing was this world-splitting device that fractured the multiverse and brought other Spider-Man to the same universe. I don't know if it's directly connected to the spell that they're
like
creating
Into the
and the splitter
happened technically at the same time as like all of the blips.
Exactly.
Or not the blips, all of the convergence.
Yes. Like, it could be something like that.
That would be quite interesting if they did it that way.
In that, like, this Kingpin, not even though it's not the same, you know, like, we're not going to see Tom Holland die at the beginning of this trying to stop Kingpin. He doesn't even know Kingpin exists in this universe, obviously.
I guess there's, like, since we don't see the sixth at all in any of the things.
Promotions.
There is a fairly decent possibility that the sixth is Kingpin, but he's just like the bankroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
like,
just
and he's
behind it.
how I guess like Alfred Molina, like Dr. Ock, got some of the Stark tech, and like how Jamie Foxx got some of the Stark tech, and how like the Goblin was able to get all of his Goblin grenades and stuff back again.
Yep.
Like, especially if they're from different universes, like they're not gonna have Oscorp already set up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have like. So I guess it kind of, if he is the bankroll, then
it would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I could even see it being a bigger. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're like throwing off everybody with all of the trailers, but like the ultimate splitter of the multiverse, or like the thing that like creates the pathway to travel, is Kingpin in this universe doing the same thing Kingpin did in Into the Spider-Verse.
I mean,
like,
that would be interesting. I don't like it. Kind of feels cop-out-ish though.
Yeah.
Like
exactly
to make this third, like the third supposedly like going to be like setting up the rest of all of the movies and for this upcoming stuff, like to have it just have the same plot as
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse, like
yeah.
Or
but
maybe not. It's not the same plot, but it's like
but it would
the same end.
Yeah, it would be kind of interesting to see though, because obviously Doc Ock has done something similar, and it ended piss poorly, and so he'd have a cool arc with it. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Not that they have to do the same world splitting. Oh, we're gonna bring all the energy into it. It could be. I don't know. I would just like to see some sort of tie-in to Spider-Man, and
there will definitely be some sort of
sounds like
tie-in.
there's some big project. It just makes sense that they could do something along those lines. Like,
I mean, we already know the tie-in.
Yeah.
Rogers the Musical.
Yeah. I mean, well,
exactly.
Yeah. We know they're at the same place at the same time, obviously, just because of that. But it just doesn't. It would,
But also, like,
yeah.
Yeah, the tie-in is Rogers Musical, but like
Spider-Man's, all three of them sitting down watching Rogers the Musical together.
Oh, fuck.
they might as well.
And then you start seeing stuff split.
Hey guys, do you want to go see a musical? I heard Rogers is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
And then everyone's gonna be like, "Who's Rogers?" I bet you one of the Spider-Man's gonna be like, "Who's Rogers?"
Who's Rogers? They go to sit down and watch it, and they're like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be crazy. No, it just
That'd be funny.
It would be interesting.
You want to get his autograph? Let's meet him in the urinal.
So
right.
It would be interesting the way that they could do. You know how you said it would be kind of a cop-out to do the same Kingpin story as like the building the machine? The way that they could do it in a way that's not cop-out is have it be one of those like ultimate points in time, like Doctor Strange tried to change, and like that happens in every universe everywhere.
Okay, I mean,
I just thought of that, so I don't know how you want to take that. But like how like Christine dies in that universe, and it's a fixed point in time that like you can't save Christine no matter what you do. You can't keep her inside. She's still gonna die. Like a plane's gonna crash into your building. Like she dies no matter what you try and do, and you survive. Like that fixed point in time in any universe, or specifically, in this
like,
universe,
Kingpin is always trying to work on the Hedron Collider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's is that what it was
Something
called? I think
like
that's
that.
what it was called.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let me
That's
look it up real
something.
quick.
I mean, it's a good thing, like, it could serve, like, you get into the Spider-Verse, but, I kind of wish, I don't think so. I don't want it to happen, but it could happen in the future, but yeah.
Do we get a Post Malone credit there? Or, like,
Post Malone?
like, does Post Malone show up?
He might as well, right? Anything could happen.
With Sunflower? He's just back out there singing Sunflower.
I mean, we could see a fourth Spider-Man appear. We could see, Donovan Mitchell come out of nowhere saying, "Hey, you guys need help?"
So it's called the Super Collider.
Super.
Yeah. Interesting. So it could be even for, because obviously Kingpin does it because his wife and son have died.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
But we don't know. But we don't know,
We don't know.
if he has a son yet in this universe. I mean, we all know he has a wife.
maybe. So he has a wife in Daredevil. He has a
Yeah.
girlfriend at least. I don't know if they're married or not. But what if he's been displaced by whatever's happening? This is like a huge stretch, so bear with me. Say that theory that we talked about last episode is true, where all the villains in Spider-Man No Way Home have been displaced out of time, like randomly.
Mhm.
He's been separated from his wife in his universe, and he's aware of that. He gets displaced into this universe where he's already in a position of power, and his whole thing is to build the super collider so he can get back to his own universe. It's a different story, still same plot line to, like, you know, be with his
Yeah.
family. That's a stretch, though. Obviously, I doubt that that's
Big
where
stress,
they went with
big
it.
reach, hard reach, but you
Unless
know,
I just-
mean, it
unless I
could
just
be his
spoiled
motive,
the
but
movie.
yeah, I mean, yeah, big stretch.
Yeah, that's a huge stretch. But who knows what he's building? That's going to be one of the more interesting questions, and it's probably
He's
the.
gonna build one. Who knows?
I thought that, like, the biggest unanswered question would be, like, what happens with Echo and, like, where she goes, like, kind of like the Vision sort of thing. Like, oh, where's Vision? I think it's probably
I really
more
think
so.
like anything with Echo is going to be post-credit scene.
Yeah, I think that also,
Yeah.
like, whatever, like, obviously Kingpin's not gonna die, but like whatever he's like working on and planning on, we get a tease of that at the end of this, and that could be like the direct tie-in, which is why I'm so.
Where he's making his own Avengers team.
He's yeah.
Like I think that's probably what it's going to be. It's going to be Kingpin making his own
Yeah.
Avengers team, and they're going to be
He's-
called like the bowling pins or something.
The bowling pins. I like that. That's clever. You know, I just
Or General Ross calls him saying, "Hey, I need help. I need help making a team. I need help
Or-
forming."
Like Kingpin, like you know, going back to that whole bowling thing because my brain every time I think of Kingpin thinks of that old Woody Harrelson movie. Woody Harrelson was Carnage, but they call him the 10.
Ooh.
And
Ah.
it's just 10 people like on that team.
Mm,
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
great.
Ugh. It's giving me chills.
But-
That's
So like
it's like the
I don't
Sinister
know
Six,
like
but
if,
with
like
the
Kingpin
others.
doesn't really have like a team that
Do
he
we want to
ever
list out 10 people?
is on besides for, you know, the Sinister Six.
Let's list 10
but
people right now. Where's
The
my...
tech team.
Watch this.
So we have what is John Walker?
Yep.
We have Yelena.
Yep.
We have maybe White Vision.
Okay.
I don't think Yelena's full. You know that team yet, but you know.
We have
shit.
Echo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially Clint and or
Potentially
Kate.
I say
I
potentially
would
Clint,
Clint.
but I don't think so.
Clint as Ronan.
Okay.
So that's 5. So we got half of them.
Yep. It's a pretty good start.
Oh, Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
They snagged him. They snagged him for the Dora Milaje. That'd be insane.
Who else did we have? Because we had Abomination like show up, but he's kind of hanging out with Wong.
That's
that
the
we
weirdest
saw.
part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the weirdest part of Shang-Chi.
Is the Abomination like Wong's like?
Yeah, their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just used some magic to help him get under control.
Yeah,
Like-
most likely.
But that would imply Wong and Strange are working with the American government.
I
Why
don't
would-
know.
And they know
might
Why
about
would they
sorcerers.
work? Why would they work with the government for
'Cause
that?
he's-
Like, you know.
Anyways,
Last we know-
we need 4 more.
The Thinker, or whatever his name is?
Maybe
Thinker?
we might get the Thinker.
Oh yeah.
It's not the Thinker, but like, what's the scientist from Hulk? Whatever his name is.
I think
Guy with the big
that is
head.
the Thinker, isn't it?
No, the Thinker's from DC.
Oh right.
That's DC as well. My bad.
Yeah, the Thinker is DC. It's
Leader.
the Leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's close.
So potentially the Leader. So we got 3 more.
Power Broker. Yes.
I
No.
mean, Susan Carter. I mean, that's kind of. Yeah, I mean, we could do Susan Carter.
Well, so okay, what was the phone call she had at the end again? I'm trying to remember it. She called someone saying, "All right, I'm in."
Mm-hmm.
She was probably calling Kingpin.
That's probably Fisk.
Probably.
That's 100% Fisk.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in, and we got a lot more guns. We got a lot new toys to sell.
Yeah, 100% Fisk. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be.
And that's how he's able to get all this technology so fast and hand it out to all these people.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just like, well, I'm in S.H.I.E.L.D., U.S. government. They got all this shit for me. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna throw Abomination on here.
Okay,
why
so
not?
just one more.
Yeah, just because like
from a list of
1, 2,
what we
3, 4,
already
5,
know,
6,
or
7,
just
8,
like
9.
could be anybody.
That's 9.
Mephisto.
No, hold on. There's somebody else that we're missing. Does Batroc die for sure? He dies for sure. In Falcon and Winter Soldier.
The Flag Smashers, they're all dead, right?
The Flag Smashers did, but Batroc, is he actually dead? Because we don't get a confirmation.
I don't know.
He gets shot and they leave, and then they take Carly up, and he, but they don't take Bartroc's body up.
Yeah.
Not that means he's alive by any means, but like he's a potential.
He's kind of a weird person to be on the list, though.
Yeah, he is. So I mean, this list is not a team by any means. It's just like they're just random motherfuckers.
I mean, but like they got enough talent. They got like the Leader is able to do potential like team building things for them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Let's compare
Venom.
this all. Venom, yeah, no. I'm trying to like
Carnage.
think if they're like gonna like they would recreate a team that like kind of like composes the Avengers a little bit. So Yelena is Black Widow, right?
Yeah.
And John Walker is Cap. We've got
So Warmonger,
Warmonger's dead though.
or not War Machine.
War Machine.
Rhodey would be part of this. You think?
Well, I mean, if the Avengers aren't really a thing, they want somebody to be part. Like, they want some form of Iron Man adjacent.
Yeah.
Like, who better than a U.S. government agent that can't say no?
Yeah, right. Ronan is obviously Hawkeye because that's kind of obvious.
Like Yelena is Black Widow.
Yeah, Cap.
Like,
we need a Tony. We need a Hulk. Which
we
is
got
Abomination.
Abomination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Cap. We need Tony and we need Thor. That's the hardest one, Thor. I guess you could just say White Vision is like power level of Thor.
He is kind of like Thor, but like the Tony one, like I'm thinking if it's anybody, it's Rhodey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
like
he can't really say no to the U.S. government. Like he can not want to be there, but it's like,
what if No Way Home is saying that Peter can't go home because he's now contracted by the U.S. government? He's not allowed to.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No.
Peter's the new Iron Man. Sorry, I'm just trying to make the list make more sense. But yeah, Rhodey would work. So then you also have like Echo on top of this, Zemo, the Leader, and the Power Broker potentially if there's 10. But like if they were to compile like a team that like just to like.
I mean, you got a few extra, just kind of like they did anyways. So like the Black Panther, like that could be like
Zemo. That's a weird tangent. Really.
Like Zemo.
Zemo's a weird tangent. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they want to try to make something that's similar to the Avengers in general.
Yeah.
It's a far reach, but it's possible. But I don't see it. I don't see none of this happening.
He's like,
If it does happen, If it does happen, then holy shit, we called it. We called it here first,
Yeah,
boys.
Williams.
I'm
so,
going to introduce my new team.
Yeah.
It's called
Right.
the 10.
It's called the 10.
The
And
10.
in the movie, we're just sitting there going like, looking at each other tomorrow. We're just gonna go crazy, dude.
I get a call from Feige going, hey,
you
we're
guys
gonna need you to cease and desist.
You guys
Right.
cannot do this.
Right? Feige hacks into like our Discord saying, "Hey, guys,
He just pops in right now.
stop spoiling on us."
It's like, I know you're not gonna post this till tomorrow morning, but the showings aren't till 3. You can't post till 3. I'm gonna go, what?
Yeah.
It's going up at 10
then we'll be
a.m.
like, you know what? Just give us free access to everything you have planned, and we won't spoil it for you.
Yeah, tell us everything that's gonna happen. We'll tease stuff that's off course on purpose.
Yeah, and we want you to sponsor us.
Yeah, we're sponsored
This
by.
episode is sponsored by Kevin Feige.
By Kevin Feige.
Right?
I'll pay you to be quiet.
Right?
Oh, that's funny.
Thanks, Kevin.
Our Lord is. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Dang, dude, that's a crazy team though. If they make that.
Yeah.
If they make it.
I mean, I think we got like
crazy.
6 solid possibilities there. I think
Yeah.
like 4 of them are kind of off the ball. But
Yeah, the leader in the abomination would be weird a bit, but
I mean, yeah, I don't even think they're going to do anything with the leader, considering they don't want to touch anything Hulk related
Hulk wise.
with a 10-foot ball. Like,
Yes, correct. They
Yeah.
don't.
so,
They hate it.
especially since it was, not Ruffalo Hulk.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Edward. All right, well,
I think we said a lot.
yeah, we did.
We may
We
not
did.
at all,
We
but
probably
we did say a lot.
we did say
Yeah,
a
we
lot
said
of
a lot.
things. We might
We
not have
said
said
left.
anything correct, but we did say words. That's what
We were
matters.
very irresponsible this week.
Yes, we were. So thank you very much for tuning in and listening to this episode. We appreciate it very much.
Well-
We hope you enjoy Spider-Man. Hopefully you don't have it spoiled. We will have a Spider-Man video probably. I mean, we don't work tomorrow, so we're probably going
We
to...
could just be like a solo, you and I.
Yeah, we can
since
do a-
William is going to have to wait to watch it
Yeah.
legally.
till the
Yeah,
weekend.
I could probably. I'll try to watch it on the weekend, maybe, but I'll try to find a way to watch it tomorrow.
Okay.
If they have it up already tomorrow, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
it won't be...
Don't talk about that. You got to watch it legally, William.
Yeah, come on. You're
I
going to wait
mean-
until the weekend,
I
right?
mean, listen. I'm not saying I'm a pirate or anything like that. I know
No.
some people that-
You can't say that. We're monitored by the.
We're monitored by
Oh,
Feige
yeah.
himself, okay? Come on.
Oh,
Remember?
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, he's going to watch it
Sorry,
legally,
never
guys.
mind. Never mind.
Sorry about that. I don't know.
William's
where
gonna
he's-
spend his $10 to go see it in the theaters, just like every other person.
Yes.
And that was more like $13.
$13.
$13
Plus
to see it in the theater.
5 or
He's
6
gonna buy
for
his
popcorn.
$8 Coke. He's gonna buy his $7 popcorn. He's going
More like
to enjoy
nachos. More like nachos.
He's
That
gonna
was
get
more
the-
like a Coke and a
He's
nachos.
like, I'm going to get the
I don't-
nachos with the jalapenos.
No jalapenos, just nachos and cheese dip.
Are you kidding me? You're skipping out on the jalapenos?
Listen, I'll eat the jalapenos, but the jalapenos at the theater from there, they're not that good.
Oh, no, they are.
William,
Yeah.
you're hurting your Hispanic pride.
Yeah, come on. You got to
I
bring
am, but
your...
listen, do you really want
bring
to
your
try
own in.
my homemade jalapenos at home?
Bring them on.
You guys won't last that long.
I mean, bring us some jalapeno poppers.
Yeah. I'd eat
Okay.
those.
Stuff them with some cream cheese, maybe a little bit of bacon.
Ooh.
Sour cream,
Oh.
maybe a little bit more better with that, but yeah.
On a weird, completely off-topic note, they actually have those at Papa John's. I'm probably going to order some now.
Go for it.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening to the podcast this week. We really appreciate it. This is probably the most fun episode we've had, anticipating
Yeah.
Spider-Man shit. So
It's probably one of the longest ones too.
it is actually the longest. We're at an hour and 20 minutes
There you go,
almost.
see?
So thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching all of this and listening. We really appreciate it. We will be back with a Spider-Man video. Obviously, you're seeing this today on Thursday, and then you'll be seeing the Spider-Man video Friday morning if you tune in. Don't forget to like this one if you enjoyed it. Comment, let us know what you think about our crazy theories, and we will see you in the next episode. But subscribe so you know that it's coming out. Okay? Do that. Thank you very much.
All right.
We will see you then. Peace.
Bye bye.
Whoosh.